Hello everybody, thanks for looking in the latest step on Monty's restoration. Well, as you know, spent the last few weeks stripping bits off of the donor Militant and bringing them back either to the home workshop or down to the farm. And we're down to just the rear axle to strip out now, and I should really be getting on with doing that, but unfortunately the weather's not that clever today. In fact, it's quite unpleasant chucking it down, cold, windy. And I don't like being wet and miserable if I don't have to. So I've confined myself to the shed and tidying up some of the bits that I've brought back already. So I was tidying up, and then I got distracted by this foot brake valve, and I decided to have a look at it and see what I can do with it. It's one of the many bits salvaged off the donor vehicle. I'm not sure if Monty's going to need it or not, but even so, I need to have a look at it and do something with it. As you can see, it's quite mucky and it is well and truly seized up. In fact, if I turn it over so we can look at the back of it, you can see the pedal is stuck down. You've got the little stop bolt at the back there. It's nowhere near it, it's not even touching it. So let's have a look at it, take it apart and see what we can do and get it cleaned up. I keep calling it a foot brake valve. I shouldn't do really. Its proper name is a control unit, because the thing itself's in two parts. The bottom half is the actual valve and the top half is called the foot pedal. When it's fitted in the truck, air pressure from the compressor is fed in through this bottom port, and when the pedal's depressed, the air's then passed out through these two side ports and down to the brake chambers. Once the pedal's released, the air pressure is then released out through this exhaust port. So that's basically how it works. I'm not 100% sure who actually manufactured it in the first place. It's probably somebody like Clayton, but I can't actually see a maker's name on it at the moment. Might find something once we get all the muck cleaned off of it. So, first job then, give it a quick wash and get the worst of the mud and the dirt off so we can actually see what we're looking at. What I want to do first is separate the pedal from the valve bit, and that's these three nuts on the top. So I'll give them a little soak in some penetrating fluid, and we'll get that in the vise and see if we can get them undone. Before I take it off though, I want to make a quick note of which position it fits in, make sure I get it back in the right place. So I've just laid it on its back here to check. So the front of the pedal points towards the two outlet pipes. So at least I know when I do put it back on, I'm going to get it the right way round. I do like making sure I'm using the right size spanners. And being an older piece of kit, I'd have thought these nuts on top might be quarter Whitworth, but they're not. So we'll try a 13mm, and it's not that either. They are actually 1/2 inch AF. And that could mean this is an American manufactured piece. They like using AF nuts and bolts. So anyway, we got the right size spanner, so we get them undone and we try and prise that pedal assembly off the top of the valve. And as you can see, I'm not trying to bully it too much, going gently, bit of levering with the screwdriver, and at the moment not a lot's happening. It appears to be stuck on the gator in the middle, which I don't want to damage and I don't want to tear it while I'm getting it off, so I'm gently prising at it with a screwdriver there, trying to release it and get it to slide off. A bit more penetrating fluid on the job, a bit more poking about, and a bit more levering, not too violently. I say, don't want to damage anything. Got to get it to come up square, a little bit crooked there. That's it. Oh, it's coming. We get in there slowly. It's not keen on the idea though. And finally we're off. And there we are. That's our pedal piece. And as you can see, it's the actual pedal that's jammed up rather than the valve part. But we'll look at the valve later on. What we need to do is get this pedal sorted out. And you've two pins run through here, the main pivot pin and the one on that little roller. So we take the split pins out and we've got to hammer this pin out. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to hammering things. I do like to hold that punch in a glove, just in case I belt the back of my hand with the hammer. And I've done it a few times over the years. The glove's not going to stop it hurting, but it does lessen the damage if you give your hand a good thump with that hammer. Anyway, as you can see, we're tapping it down, tapping it down. It's taking quite a bit of getting out. You can tell when I'm hitting it, the camera's bouncing. It's going slowly, and eventually out it comes. There's our pin. As you can see, got a considerable amount of rust and muck on that. So that'll all want cleaning off. And here's our actual pedal, which is still completely stuck in its frame. Walk that out. Yeah, all that lot wants a damn good clean up. And there is a little manufacturer's mark on there. Don't know if you can see that. I do recognise that shape. It's not ringing a bell as to who it is. Anyway, we got it cleaned up. I didn't spend hours on the wire brush with it. I dunked it in some paint stripper actually, and that cleaned it off quite nicely. I only wanted a little bit of polishing then. So I've cleaned all the pinholes out, cleaned the pins up, cleaned that little roller up, little smear of grease on everything. Now start putting it back together. Fresh split pin going in there. That's the little roller done. Now the main pivot. Pin in, as they like to say. And the little split pin. Let's get that through. It's quite a long pin that. And we'll trim it down. And get it sharp edges folded in. There we have it. That's better. Might stand a chance of working now. Right, let's have a look at this valve. I've given the outside of this valve block a good clean up with the wire brush, but I've no plans on taking it apart. I'm working on the theory of don't fix what ain't broke, because inside here is rubber diaphragms and various springs and bits and pieces, none of which I'll be able to replace. So assuming the valve works, I'm going to leave it as it is and not go any further with stripping it down. So what I need to do is get it back in the vise, get our pedal on it, see if it all moves, and then we'll try and rig up some air pressure test system and get some air pressure in it, see if it works. Right, don't laugh too loud. Look, my air pressure setup here. I've got an air feed from the workshop compressor going in at the bottom, and I've fitted these two valves and bits of pipe to act like a pair of brake chambers. So what we do, put some air pressure up it, see if it leaks. Right, we'll open our two air taps. That'll let the air out if it's going to. Plug the air in, have a listen. Can we hear a leak? Nope. Right, try the pedal. Air's going through, that's doing what it should. And then the compressor starts up. So we'll wait till the compressor's finished, come back. We'll shut the taps now, so that'll give the impression that there's actual brake chambers fitted and brake pressure can build up inside the valve when we try the pedal. So connect the air, try the pedal again, and all we should hear is the exhaust port opening when we release the pedal. I think we'll call that all good actually. I'm quite pleased with that. No leaks, and yeah, when you do press the pedal, it sends the air out to your brake chambers just like it should do, and yeah, release the pedal and it goes back to null and doesn't leak. So yeah, we'll call that a good one, I think. And here we are, hanging up, getting a coat of paint. You'll notice I've took the pedal part off again. and the rubber diaphragm at the top. Don't want them getting coated in paint. Bung the air ports up with a bit of tissue paper and coat a primer on it. There we have a good one. Quick comparison then. We've got Monty's foot brake on the left here and the refurbished one on the right. And as you can see, looking at Monty's, it's well seized up and filthy and pretty much in the same state as the other one was before we started. So we'll get a look at Monty's later on, probably next time it's raining, and we'll see what we can do with that. At least we know if Monty's doesn't work, we haven't got a replacement. I've had another look at that maker's mark as well and a bit more of a think about it. BWCD, that's got to be Borg Warner and Clayton de Wandry. So I wonder if they worked together, collaborated on the foot brake valve. Oh, still made a bit of progress today then, despite the naff weather. And yeah, all on video. Thanks for watching, and do hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next part. Bye for now.